Do you know about the magic rule of three? Not the Wiccan one about how things come back threefold, or the three-actor rule from Greek theater. Not those. The one that most storytellers use in books or movies, TV, even modern theater. It's a fundamental principle that basically says a trio of events, characters, jokes, lines, whatever, are more humorous and memorable and therefore satisfying than any other number. It creates a rhythmic pattern that feels both complete and engaging. Who knew branding had its own magical rule of three? I did. And if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you did too. Congratulations. Our three pillars are needed to build a strong brand, and they're what I call my AAAs. Not trademarked, not infringing upon any roadside assistance people, but still important to your brand. Hi, I'm Amy Jackson, creative director, award-winning designer, color nerd, and unapologetic brand evangelist. And this is Brand is Not a Four-Letter Word. We're wrapping up our AAA season. I sound so sporty, don't I? But just like a sports ball team needs each other to win the game, your brand needs all three A's: aspiration, actionability, and authenticity to succeed. Some brands are inspiring, but confusing. Some brands are useful, but forgettable. And some brands are authentic, but stagnant. Strong brands, the successful ones year over year, they integrate all three because they know that authenticity builds trust, actionability builds traction, and aspiration builds momentum. When even one of those is missing, growth stalls. So let's recap. Authenticity is alignment between what you say and what you do. It's internal clarity reflected externally, and it's something that helps you build trust with your audience over time. We've talked about this in previous episodes. The Edelman Trust Barometer consistently shows that the majority of consumers buy based on that trust and shared values. Brands perceived as trustworthy see higher loyalty and advocacy, and trust even reduces price sensitivity. So it's an economic driver as it lowers friction and increases retention. If your messaging sounds bold but your operations don't reflect it, your brand fractures in that lack of authenticity. It's your foundation. Without it, aspiration feels hollow and actionability feels transactional at best. Speaking of, on to actionability, we know now that this is very easily how you understand what you do, buy from you, engage with you, and navigate your systems. Admittedly, this is where a lot of small businesses fail. They're authentic. Who they are, absolute. Maybe they're even aspirational, but they're confusing. It's not easy. The Nielsen-Norman Group published research on usability, and it shows that users form opinions about a website under 1 second. In fact, other studies showed that 88% of online consumers, where a lot of small businesses live, are less likely to return after a poor user experience. Okay, that's just a website. Think about all the touch points that your usability affects. We also know that clarity reduces cognitive load, which increases conversion. So inspiration without usability is friction, right? And friction kills momentum. If your audience doesn't know what to do next, your brand isn't actionable. Authenticity builds trust. Actionability builds conversion. And finally, aspiration. This is the future that your brand is inviting its people into. It answers, who does this help me become? Which direction is this brand headed? Harvard Business Review reported purpose-driven brands outperform in the market over time. Companies with clear purpose see stronger employee engagement and customer loyalty. And similar to what we talked about with the trust building, emotional connection is a strong predictor of loyalty, even more than satisfaction. If satisfaction, which is attained from trust built out of authenticity, keeps customers, aspiration is what moves them. Without aspiration, brands can plateau. They become service providers, not movements. Any phone will make a call, but I choose Apple for its ability to unite actionability with aspiration. And you know I love my Verizon because over decades they've learned how to help me know to trust them. So here's how we bring it all together. Imagine a triangle. Authenticity builds the necessary trust. Then actionability ensures your audience experiences good usability. And aspiration gives everyone a unified direction ahead. If you have authenticity and aspiration without actionability, your brand is probably inspiring but confusing. If you have actionability and authenticity without aspiration, your brand is probably functional but forgettable. And if you have aspiration plus actionability but not authenticity, your brand probably feels slick and untrustworthy. It's only when all three are aligned that a brand feels grounded and clear and magnetic. The major issue here is that a lot of organizations over-index on one pillar or the other. Rarely are all three intentionally built together, but this is exactly why brand development matters. You've heard me say it a lot of times now. Brand isn't just a logo or a vibe, nor is it just your messaging or a campaign or your positioning. It isn't your customer journey maps or your brand character, your mission statement, your operational guidelines. It's not just your website or your trade show booth. It's not your customer service scripts. It's all of that and a lot more. It's strategic infusion really, into your entire organization and your audience. If you're listening and wondering which pillar's your strongest and which one might be quietly undermining your growth, this is exactly the kind of work I do inside a brand audit. Together, we'll explore things like, is your brand trustworthy in your market? Are you clear and usable? Does your brand offer aspiration to its target audiences? Strong brands don't just need to say something meaningful, they are meaningful. They make it easy to act, and they invite us to join them somewhere better. Remember, actionable equals usable, aspirational equals directional, and authenticity equals trustworthiness. Your brand needs all three, because brand isn't a four-letter word. It's your best strategy and your strongest story. Let's build your brand together. Learn more at brandisnotafourletterword.com, where strategy and storytelling meet design.